I hear other people talking. Is there one more time? Okay, so you guys are actually going to be applying scale factor so that you can draw your own similar figures. So what I want everyone to do right now is you really need to sit up straight, put your hands on your desk, hold your hands so you're not fooling around with anything else. Sit all the way up, the chair's all the way in. Hands on your desk. You don't need to write anything. We just need your brains turned on, and I want you to focus up on the board to Miss Bridges because she's going to show you exactly what needs to be done when you guys get started with your group. Okay?
And I love how this group is ready right here. Everyone is sitting up straight with their chairs pushed all the way in. Their hands are folded. Nothing is in their hands. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. So here I have problem number 1, and it says draw rectangle B with a scale factor of 2. And I see that I have a column here for rectangle A, and a column here for rectangle B, and here they're talking about from A to B. They're talking about my scale factor, and here they're talking about perimeter, and here they're talking about area. So they're giving me rectangle A, and I see that it has a base of 3 centimeters, 1, 2, 3, so that makes sense, and it has a height of 2 centimeters, so that makes sense. And they want me to fill this out here, perimeter and area. Perimeter and area. Well, I remember that perimeter, that means to add all the sides. I'm going to write this note for myself just because it's going to help me remember. And if perimeter is adding all the sides, then area, there's a formula for that, and I think that that is base times height. So, all right, I have that down. So I remember what perimeter is, and I remember what area is now. So let me find these right here so I can fill out this table here. I want to work from left to right and be really organized. So if perimeter means to add all the sides, well, I know that here is 2, and this is a rectangle. They told me it's a rectangle. So if this side is 2, then this side must also be 2. And if this side is 3, then this side must also be 3. And I know there's many different ways to do this, but I'm just going to add them up. 3 plus 3 is this side and this side, plus 2 is this side and this side. And I know 3 plus 3 is 6, and I knew 2 plus 2 is 4, and 6 plus 4 is 10. So my perimeter is 10, and I'm going to make sure I put my units, 10 centimeters. So I have my perimeter here. I'm going to work on my area, and I know my area is base times the height. And base means the bottom, so that's down here. So I'm going to do my 3 times my height. My height is up and down, so that's 2. And 3 times 2 is 6. 6 centimeters, and it's area, so I have to make sure I put my centimeters squared. Okay, so I have all of my stuff for rectangle A. I'm going to go back to my original direction here. It says, draw rectangle B with a scale factor of 2. So I remember scale factor is the number that I multiply by. So they must want me to make a figure that's 2 times bigger. So I'm going to start with my base. Here it's 3, and I need my new base. And I need a new base that is 2 times bigger. And I know 3 times 2 is 6. So let me start here. I have 1, 2, 3. That would be one of the original. And another 1, 2, 3. That would be my original 1 time and my original 2 times. It's 2 times bigger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to label that. Oh, and it says here, base. Base is 6 centimeters. I'm going to remember my units. Okay, so I did my base. Now I need my height. And I know my height is 2. So that would be my original. But I know that my height has to be 2 times bigger. So I need 1, 2 of my original. And 2 times 2 is 4, so is this 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 4. That makes sense here. 4 centimeters. And I better complete my rectangle. And they told me it was a rectangle, So I know if this side is 6, then this side must be 6. And I know if this side is 4, then this side must be 4. So that works. And this is rectangle A. I'm going to label this one rectangle B so I don't get confused. So they told me to draw a new rectangle with a scale factor of 2. So I'm going to check to make sure it makes sense. Is my new rectangle 2 times bigger? It is 2 times bigger, and that makes sense that I would be having a bigger new rectangle because I'm multiplying by a number bigger than 1. So this makes sense. So that's good. So let me do my perimeter. And I already wrote down my formula for perimeter. Perimeter means to add all the sides. So I have a 6 and a 6 here. And I have a 4 and a 4 here. So I have 4 sides. 6 plus 6 is 12, plus 4 is 8, 12 plus 8 is 20. So my perimeter of my new rectangle B is 20 centimeters. And then my area, which I wrote down the formula for to make my life easier, my area is going to be my base, which is the bottom. Base means the bottom. 6 times my height is 4. 6 times 4 is 24. 24 centimeters squared. Okay, so I filled out all of column A, I filled out all of column B. Now here in this column, they want me to look at all of my stuff going from A to B. So I'm starting at A, and I'm ending at B. And that's really important to remember, from A to B. It's really important where I start with, because I know there's 2 scale factors. Going from the small one to the big one, it would be a bigger number. But if I was going from the big one, B, to the small one, A, I would be multiplying by a number smaller than 1. So it's really important to remember where I'm starting at. So from A to B, my scale factor is 2. And I know it's 2 because they told me up here that it was 2. And I multiplied 2 times 2 to get 4. And I multiplied 3 times 2 to get 6. How many times larger is rectangle B's perimeter? Well, if I'm starting at 10 and I'm ending at 20, what can I multiply by to get from 10 to 20? And I know that that's 2. I know that 10 times 2 is 20. So my rectangle B's perimeter is 2 times larger. But if I wasn't sure, I could do my end to my beginning. That's the formula for scale factor that we did yesterday. So I could write that down. And my end, I already know is my 20. And my beginning, I already know is my 10. And 20 divided by 10 is 2. So my multiplying by 2 definitely makes sense. Okay, so my perimeter is 2 times larger. Now I'm going to look at my area. How many times larger is rectangle B's area? Well, 6 to 24. Let me use my formula for scale factor. I'm ending here at my 24. They told me that's where I was ending, so 24. And I'm beginning at 6, and 24 divided by 6 is 4. So 6 times 4 gets me 24. My area of rectangle B is 4 times bigger than my area of rectangle A. I wonder if there's a connection between my scale factor being 2, my perimeter being 2 times bigger, but my area is 4 times bigger. I should pay attention to that connection as I go through the next parts of my problem. Thumbs up, sideways down. Okay. Anything to add? All right, so what I just did for you is the first part of number 1 right here. Now, this is your 1 sheet, and we're also handing out a graph for you to work on the other side. All right, so do you want them to copy this down, Ms. Park, the table and the...
Yeah, once you get your worksheet, you can copy down the work that Ms. Bridges has, and then you can move on to the next.
And who wants to write
You're writing right on.
area who's time?
Yeah.
Who thinks you should write the formulas on the side to help yourself? Good. Area, perimeter, and what's the third formula that we wrote, that Ms. Bridges wrote to help herself? What's the third formula that I wrote, Eric?
The scale factor.
Scale factor Okay, so you have 2 pieces of paper here, right? Alright, so what you're going to do is you're going to write down what I have for number 1, and then as a group you're going to start with number 2. Number 2s, raise your hand. Number 2s, you are team captain today. Number 3s, you're timekeeper.